Halloween night had always been my favorite time of the year. There was something enchanting about the crisp autumn air, the rustling leaves, and the anticipation of the unknown lurking in the darkness. But this Halloween was different, far from the innocent fun I had come to expect. My friends and I had decided to take the festivities to the next level. We were determined to make this the most memorable Halloween yet, so we embarked on a quest to find the spookiest, most haunted location in our small town. Legend had it that the old Ravenscroft Manor, nestled deep in the woods, was the place to go for a spine-tingling thrill. As we approached the mansion, an eerie feeling washed over me. Its towering, ivy-covered walls loomed ominously in the moonlight, and the windows were like empty eye sockets, staring out into the night. Despite my unease, I couldn't deny the thrill that coursed through me. This was the stuff of horror stories, and we were living it. My friends and I entered the mansion cautiously, our flashlights piercing the darkness that shrouded the interior. The air inside was stale and heavy, filled with the scent of decay. It seemed as though time itself had abandoned this place, leaving it to the ghosts of the past. The night started innocently enough, with our laughter echoing through the dilapidated halls as we explored room after room. We took pictures, told ghost stories, and dared each other to venture into the darkest corners of the mansion. It was all fun and games until we stumbled upon the locked door to the basement. Curiosity got the best of us, and we decided to find a way in. It took some effort, but with a crowbar we had brought along just in case, we managed to pry the door open. A musty, cold draft greeted us, and a narrow, winding staircase led us into the depths of the mansion. The basement was a nightmare made real. Dark and damp, it was filled with broken furniture, tattered curtains, and the remnants of an old laboratory. My heart pounded in my chest as I noticed strange symbols etched into the walls, their meaning lost to time. This place was like a forgotten chapter in a horror novel. As we explored further, we came across a door that was partially ajar, revealing a flickering, dim light from within. The door creaked open with a haunting groan, and we entered cautiously. To our astonishment, the room was filled with shelves upon shelves of dusty, ancient books. Books that looked as though they had not been touched in centuries. We couldn't resist the temptation to peruse the volumes, each one more cryptic than the last. Some were filled with incantations and rituals, while others contained gruesome tales of unspeakable horrors. It was then that we realized the true nature of Ravenscroft Manor. It had once been the home of a deranged occultist who had dabbled in the darkest of arts. As we delved deeper into our disturbing discovery, a sudden chill gripped the room, and the door slammed shut behind us. Panic set in as we struggled to open it, but it was as though the mansion itself had come alive, sealing us within its cursed walls. We were trapped, and there was no way out. Fear gnawed at us as we frantically searched for an escape, but the very architecture of the mansion seemed to shift and change, leading us in circles. The air grew colder, and sinister whispers filled our ears, taunting us with their incomprehensible voices. Hours passed, and our hope began to wane. The mansion had become our prison, and it seemed as though there was no escape from its malevolent grasp. We were haunted by shadows that moved on their own, and the walls echoed with the anguished cries of the damned. As the night wore on, one by one, my friends began to disappear. They were swallowed by the darkness, their terrified screams echoing through the halls before fading into nothingness. I was alone, the last survivor, haunted by the knowledge that I was next. I stumbled upon a room that seemed to be the epicenter of the malevolent force that gripped the mansion. The walls were adorned with grotesque paintings of demonic figures, and a single candle flickered in the center of the room. As I approached, I felt an overwhelming presence, a malevolent entity that had been awakened by our intrusion. The entity materialized before me, a swirling vortex of darkness and despair. Its eyes were like empty voids, devoid of any humanity, and it reached out towards me with spectral fingers. I tried to scream, but no sound escaped my lips as it enveloped me in its icy grip. In that moment, I glimpsed the horrors of the other side, a realm of eternal torment and suffering. I saw the faces of my friends, their spirits trapped in a never-ending nightmare, and I knew that I would soon join them. As the entity's darkness closed in around me, I heard a voice that was not my own. It was a voice filled with sorrow and regret, a voice that begged for forgiveness. It was the voice of the occultist who had once called this mansion home, a voice that had been trapped in the darkness for centuries. In that moment of desperation, the entity recoiled, releasing its grip on me. The room seemed to shimmer with a blinding light, and I felt a surge of energy that propelled me towards the door. With every ounce of strength I had left, I managed to push it open and escape from the cursed mansion. As I stumbled out into the cool night air, gasping for breath, I knew that I had narrowly escaped a fate worse than death. The mansion had exacted its toll on my friends, claiming their souls for eternity. But somehow, I had been spared. Halloween night had gone horribly wrong, and I would forever carry the weight of that night's horrors. The malevolent force that dwelled within Ravenscroft Manor would continue to haunt my dreams, a reminder of the darkness that lurked just beyond the veil of reality.